All right, guys, I'm running around on customs, showing you guys all the cheeky spots that I use for shooterborn, or just for sniping in general on customs. We're gonna start off here at the spawn that everyone loves to get. I'm just gonna roll through the map, show you guys all the spots. I'm gonna miss some spots. Feel free to comment and show me the spots that you guys use, but these are the spots that I use commonly for shooterborn. I've been having fun with the DVL on customs, so I usually rotate back here. Do the favorite bin jump that everyone loves to do, which I'm gonna fail doing because I'm recording. Here we go. One. Oh, second try, boys. We come along the back. Come to here. Make sure you 0 to 100. Usually page up, page down. You haven't changed the keybind. I always zero my bolties to 100 and you can just watch people unlock. It's a shooterborn shot. Very, very disgusting. Early wipe if you get shooterborn. You want to get your customs ones out of the way. I recommend using that spot. Also, if they go into the offices, rotate along here. And you can see into the office while they're looting. Another dirty spot, depending on the lighting as well. But early wipe is a very good spot to get shooterborn out of the way. Another spot on the roof here quickly. Go prone. You can watch people rotating out of spawn or going for junk bridge. It's another spot to get a shooterborn if you hit a shot on the run. Very good spot. All right, let's rotate to another spot. Mostly gonna miss some spots, but these are the ones we use. Feel free to yeah, comment and show us spots that you guys use, but hopefully this helps with shooterborn, or if you guys are getting into sniping, this is some cheeky spots for you guys to use. Another dirty spot. Run up to these boxes depending on your strength level. Makes it a lot easier. Up on the box, up on the other box, and then on top of the train. Very dirty spot for shooterborn. Shooterborn across there. You can also see in the top of Crackdown, as we like to call it. You can see in the top of Sexdown in the distance, which is a nutty shot if you can hit that. But yeah, it's a very good spot for shooterborn. Very open though, so be careful. I use this card a lot. All right, let's rotate another spot. We get the junk bridge spawn, which is a common spawn here. Most people use it to go to dawns, but if you're trying to do your shooterborn or you're sniping, come onto main bridge, run across the bridge, and while you're running, alt look. You have perfect sight on the land bridge down there. Most people will cross off spawn, so you can beat them here. Jump across, jump on top of the metal, on the concrete, go prone. You have full access to them crossing the land bridge. Actually a really good spot. You can watch them come down. I don't recommend shooting until they at least get onto the land bridge a bit, otherwise they turn around and go back up into the bushes. You have this full land bridge to try and hit another shooterborn shot. Very good spot. You are very open though, so be careful people rotating on main bridge and coming across. You're very patient in this spot. You get a lot of people crossing that land bridge over there, so it's a very, very good shooterborn spot. If you know someone's coming main bridge and you're on that spot, this next spot is another spot I use to get shooterborn. You just jump off there, rotate this way. It's a good way to counter people coming on the main bridge. Run straight to old scale. Up old scale. Onto here and go prone. It's another shooterborn. And it's a lot easier to hit the shot because most people will be sprinting straight towards you. It's a very, very good spot to counter people trying to shoot you from the trains. You just get up, run along the bush, and jump up on here. If they don't see you, it's an easy shooterborn spot. Yeah, it's a spot I use commonly to counter people pushing me. Now, say you're on old scale and you get pushed or you get shot at and people know you're here, they're mostly going to push you, so you can rotate off if it's possible. Run down our elbow. Rotate through here. Jump on the barrels. Now this jump will take a little bit to get depending on your strength level, because you'll just yeet over the top, for example. And you're on top. And you can wait for people to go underneath the old skeleton or go up on top because they'll push you. It's a very cheeky spot to counter snipe anyone that pushes you. Pretty sure it's a shooter born, but it's also a good spot to counter chads pushing you while you're sniping. Very good spot. Another spot I like to use, mainly for having fun. Approach up the stairs, jump up on the rail, onto the corner, walk towards, jump on the roof, and go prone. Very open spot, but you can see into sex den. You can see under old scale, obviously in counter, and you can also see across under the trains. And you can also see people coming up the welcome to the Tarkov truck. It's a very cheeky spot. Wouldn't recommend this for shooter born, but if you're having a bit of fun with the sniper on customs, you can hit a cheeky snipe and then rotate. That's the best part of sniping, is having all these spots you can rotate to. So you can counter rotate or out rotate people on the map. Another spot. We'll just rotate. I'm gonna miss a couple of spots. These are ones I commonly use, and a lot of people ask me about spots on customs to snipe from. This is a pretty common spot for most people to snipe, so just be careful. People will push you, but you do get the couple of players who just don't have an idea of where you're shooting them from. Come up here. Common spot to lay prone here. You can watch the top of cracked den. You can also see the train track over the back, which is a shooter born shot if you can hit that on the run. Shooter born at cracked den, and you can also snipe people who try and shoot you from Rashala's sex den. Another good spot for shooter. You're protected from your rear, laying in this spot, which is handy. Lay prone here, and you can kill anyone rotating into dorms on second and third, which is really handy. They'll stand there, open the door, and try and clear the hallway, which gives you a free shooter born shot. You kill multiple players who then will come out and try and loot, so be very patient in this spot. If you don't get seen, you'll be able to get at least 2 shooter borns if you're lucky in a raid. Another spot, if you want to get cheeky, out on this platform. It's very open out here, but you have full access out to the trains. You can see into the top of Rashala's sex den, old scale, and you have access to sniping people on the balcony and also on the stairs of dorms. Very careful in this spot. Buckshot scavs will just shoot you off the top of it. But yeah, it's a very cheeky spot, and I've had 7 kill raids up on there with a DVL because people just don't look up. Another spot, the shooter born is still up on these pillars. Come out to the far pillar. Very risky spot, but people on the top of sex den, you can sit out on here and snipe them as they're up top. They don't expect it. It's a very, very cheeky spot. Just expect to get shot at by scavs and also people rotating behind you, but you gotta risk it for the shooter born. If you come out on here, you see in the top of sex den, full access. Also turn around, you can see dorms, balcony, 2-story, hill 2 camp. It's actually a very good spot to snipe from. It's just very open. Rotate to another spot. Another cheeky spot in the same area. Just come up on here, do a rail jump again, and just don't fail it 16 times like myself. Come to the corner, go up to the building, jump up, there you go, and go prone. Another good spot, very cheeky. I wouldn't recommend this for shooter born. You can see the top of old skeleton. You've got the whole access to the train bridge towards New Gas, and you've also got access to the stairs again on dorms and hill 2. People rotating around, going to sticks and stones and stuff like that. It's a very cheeky spot. I recommend moving once shooting off that spot though. Let's rotate to another spot. I'll start with the ones out here. Having all these spots to rotate to on customs is going to help you because it's a close quarters map. But you can use the DVL effectively. We've had big raids like just picking people off and rotating around and then picking off another one. It's all about just being patient and smart with your shots. Don't just shoot everything that moves. Rotating to Hill 2 camp. This spot is very good for shooterborn. Starting on the tent, you can run straight up on top of the tent. And you can see into the top of dorms here. People go into rooms to heal or to loot. You can see in there. This is probably my favorite spot on customs to snipe from. You can see the top of the three-story stairs when they come up. You can also see on the balcony and down the hallway of the balcony, people will sit there to heal or watch him wait for his mate to go loot marked room. You can sit here, kill people as they watch the top of stairs. It's a very good spot. You can use this whole ridge to try and get an extra angle on it, and also the rock down here. It's another very good spot to get access up into more rooms of 3-story. Very good spot for shooterborn. This spot up here I use a lot for shooterborn in heaven, and also when I'm just generally gaming on customs. If you get late to dorms or you hear fights in dorms, you can try and pick off an extra 1 or 2, or even be overwatch for your teammates while they push in. This is a very good area to snipe from. Obviously, if you get dorm spawns, what I like to call dorm spawn, because you can get to dorms quickly. But if you want to do your shooterborn or you want to get a cheeky snipe, you can come up in these bushes. It's a very common spot, so be careful. People will check this and just head tap you. Obviously, watch kangaroo track leading down to the trains. And you can also see the whole top of the Hill 3 satellite and watch people rotate down. Again, be careful. It's a very common spot. People will check this. Let's rotate to another spot. The old cliffs above gas station. Very common spot for people to snipe. Obviously, you can see into the warehouses out here. People rotating, killing scavs is a good shot. Be very careful. People check this spot. Very common. But off spawn, checking this. People be rotating through. You'll catch full teams just obliviously running through. You can also see up in here the back of the train and also toxic warehouse. Very powerful position being up here, but again, just be careful. It's a very common spot. You can use this to advantage. And obviously people will rotate up behind you, so just be very careful. Another good spot that people don't expect is sitting up in these hills here. And just depending on your positioning, you can see different parts of the hill. You can catch people off. It's another good shooterborn spot. You can see the whole way up onto kangaroo track and watch people. It's a very good cheeky spot to get snipes on, but I recommend rotating after shooting from here, as you're pretty much trapped in a corner. Another spot to use is up inside the graphics card building, we like to call it. You can obviously jump up on these windows and you can see the whole way down to shortcut here. Watch people that rotate through the gate. The cheeky spot, people check it a lot, but yeah, I use this a little bit, not a lot though, because you're trapped in here. You got a DVL and a sidearm and someone rotates up, you've got to fight the fight. You can't rotate away and get distance with your DVL. That's a very good cheeky spot in here as well, jumping on the table. You can see up onto the cliffs, which is also a shooterborn shot. And you can also see the jump over to the train here, which is another cheeky spot. Again, just be careful because you're stuck in a room. People will rotate up and push you, and you've got to fight that close range fight with a sniper and a pistol. Or if you're carrying another sidearm, just rotate out of here. Another spot. For some reason people don't like to check this. People don't expect it. You can lay up here. If people are fighting the back of gas station, and killing scab boss or even up on the cliffs. You can counter snipe them here. The shooter born shot. It's a very cheeky spot. For some reason, people don't check this. And you have a lot of access for rotations in this spot. Let's rotate to another one. There's so many spots on every map. You've just got to be creative and think about where you're going to rotate to, and obviously high traffic areas that you can watch from cheeky spots. Another spot that I like to use is jumping up on this train. I haven't been able to do it this wipe, but some of you guys might know about it. You can jump up on top of this train and lay prone. Last wipe, it was very easy to do. You come along here, side jump up onto there, jump up on here, and then side jump up onto the train. Go prone, and it's a very dirty spot. People do not check it. And you can see into the front of New Gas here. That's a shooter born shot. You can also lay prone and lean here, and you can see into Sexton. You can kill Scab Boss and also players for a shooter born shot here. It's a very cheeky spot. Some people do not check it. You'll literally have teams rotate underneath you. But yeah, it's a very, very good spot. You'll have teams rotate up on top. Scab Boss at New Gas. It's a very handy spot to have. Your strength level does need to be high for that. So just be aware if you go to try and you can't get up there. Most of you guys will know about this spot, but for some reason it actually works. Coming up the stairs here. Coming along. We call this a power building. You got all the glass windows cracked here. You can see the whole of fuel building rotation there. The whole top of Sexton. And you can also watch the back and train line, which is a shooter born shot out the back there. It's a very good spot, but also people check this. Most people know about this spot, so just don't chill up there too long. Rotate out. Another cheeky spot up in this window in the above the power button here. Come up here, open the door. Recommend closing it. You're trying to be full sneaky. Jump on the table and you have access to up on the hill. Recommend pulling out a hatchet. Break the window, which then gives you the access to put your DVL out the window. You have access to the front of New Gas. The cliffs up on the hill. And you can also snipe people rotating along the fence here. Very cheeky spot. Use it for having fun and just trying to snipe on customs. But obviously that's a shooter born shot up on there. You can counter snipe people on the cliffs. And a lot of people don't check this angle. A lot of people do not check it. So enjoy that spot. All right, let's rotate to another spot. A nice spot inside water warehouse to counter snipe anyone on the cliffs is you come in here and you can sit back in the darkness and you can counter snipe people that are up on the hills. It's also very dark for them when they look in here, so it's easier for you to get an angle. It's a very good spot to counter snipe. You can move around the building a bit more and get angles up onto the cliffs. But that's a shooter born shot obviously up there. Just yeah, it's a very good spot for countering people on the cliffs. Rotate to another spot. Now there's a heap of more spots on customs for you guys to use. But these are just ones that I use, and some spots you guys might not know about. So feel free to use them. Get yourself your shooter born done. Another good spot is rotating along here. You're very open though from your behind, but you can obviously shoot the top of Crackden here. Not really expected if people are sitting on the top of Crackden. And also, if you know people are on the top of Richarlison Sexton, come along the edge here. And you can get pixel shots up into the top. Obviously, rotating around gives you more of an angle. Crouching here gives you access to the shooting up on the top there. And obviously at the back here, it's very open. They're looking for you, they might see you, but it's another good spot to counter snipe. Obviously shooting into the bottom of the Sexton. Another shooter born shot if they're at the back of the building there. All right, so now if you're in the den, you've obviously got the spot on the stairs. A lot of people know about this spot. You've got access to shooting all over the crack den. People rotating through. Coming up top, another higher angle into crack den on these stairs. Coming up here. Another cheeky spot to use is on these stairs. And if someone's on Newcon sniping, you can counter snipe from these stairs looking through this crack. And you can see the whole of Newcon pretty much up there. Just be careful, you can just finally peek it, and if they're laying prone, it's an easy head tap. But I don't really like sniping from this building because people can get underneath you and rotate close without you even hearing them. So just be careful sniping in there. I don't recommend it at all. My last cheeky spot. This customs is obviously up on these barrels. You can see into the top of crack den. And you can also see under old scale. It's a handy spot. You can come along, do a side jump onto the railing here. Just make sure you don't get stuck. Side jump on top of the train. Go prone. You have access to crack den snipe. You have access to the trains out here. You can work your way along this whole train system and work to get an angle. It's a very, very dangerous spot. Only use it if you're doing some cheeky sniping on customs. But that is pretty much it. These are all the cheeky spots that I've learned or found over the time of sniping on customs. Hopefully this helped you guys out with shooterborn, or if you're trying to start sniping on different maps. I'll give you some cheeky spots to rotate to. Last spot, I think you need high level strength or endurance, so you just need to be good at parkour for this one. Jumping up on Ninja here. On the corner of here to the corner of that. Just jumping across there. And then obviously you want to jump from here and try and get the super jump over onto the A-frames here. And then jumping up on top of these silos. Jumping up in here is a very cheeky spot. People don't expect it. You've got access to sticks and stones. You can see the whole of hill 2 pretty much. You can also see people rotating from hill 1. And you can stand up and see the whole of main bridge, which is it's just a dangerous spot though. You have access to sniping over to Sexton. You are very open this spot and you make a lot of noise, as you can tell. You can also do the super jumps across to these, which then gives you more of an angle around the map. Definitely use these with a precaution. People will hear you, and obviously once you shoot, you're stuck on top of silos. But that is pretty much it for customs. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comment section, or come into the my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/RedOpz. And feel free. We snipe a lot in stream at the moment, and you guys can hit me up with new spots, or ask me to show you guys how to get into certain spots. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And peace.